So Zack Snyder released 2 Batman images, and what does this mean for the future of the DC universe? Do we have hope, guys?
Well, I do. Why not?
Yeah.
Maybe he just have those photos and decided, well, I'm just going to post them anyway. But I mean,
No.
he didn't do it for any of the other projects that he worked on. I mean, I don't see, ever released a set photo of a night owl in a suit. What was the name of the actor? I forget. From Watchmen, for example.
Yes, but we are going to discuss each and every one of those things. And what could they mean? So Zack Snyder releases new, never before seen, or just never before seen. I'm just reading stuff that they're not there. Great. Never before seen photo of Ben Affleck's Batman costume test. So, one of the defining superhero installments in the DCEU franchise became Zack Snyder's Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice, serving as a critical building block for the Justice League. For the DCEU movie timeline, Ben Affleck was chosen as the next actor to bring the Dark Knight to the big screen. While the franchise ended its run in 2023 with Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, Snyder took to Instagram to share a never-before-seen photo of Ben Affleck during his first Batman costume test for the 2016 installment. Wow, I cannot believe that there has been like 9 years since this happened. I cannot believe it.
I can't believe that Aquaman The Last Kingdom one, it was in 2023. I thought it was last year or something.
I just can't believe it.
Jesus.
The Man of Steel filmmaker added in his post a black and white 4x5 Polaroid I took of Ben during the costume test. First time in the suit. Everything I hoped it would be. #Batman.
Batman.
So here it
Indeed.
is.
Here it is.
The photo. It is super cool.
Amazing.
That's an actual Batman from the comic books. It's a masculine
An actual
Batman.
masculine Batman with the gray and black suit, which actually Zack Snyder proved that it works on screen. I like when it's black, of course, all black, but he proved that the black and gray color palette actually works on screen, which is not so much the blue and gray one. I don't want to see that, but this one really works. And I was never one of the people who are actually against Ben Affleck when I heard of the casting. I was okay, that actually might work, but I was oh my god, Ben Affleck, oh no, he's not man enough. The mental and all the other things. It might work, yeah. But I think that everyone. Okay, maybe not everyone, maybe there were still some idiots out there, but most people, when they saw him in the suit, they were sold. This is Batman. He can do it, and indeed, it's my favorite Batman.
Oh yes,
sorry,
absolutely.
Michael Keaton. Yes.
Yeah, sorry, Michael Keaton, but this is just the comic book Batman. And before that, although the old movies are classics and all those things, those are years where the filmmakers couldn't really tap into the comic book feel. They couldn't really bring that to life because they actually tried to shy away from how the comic books feel and what they represent, because it was the times. They were trying to make it not cheesy, while making it cheesy, by the way, to a point. And the point is that while trying to do so, the Batman that we got with Michael Keaton is not an accurate representation of how Batman really
is.
Not, yeah.
By any means, yeah.
So it is still a version of the director trying his best to bring a character to screen while avoiding what this character is really like. That is the same case with Nolan.
Yeah.
But fast forward to today, what is better today, I mean, when it comes to Zack Snyder interpretation, of course, is that he does not shy away from the greediness and not the realism, but the true Batman feel and how Batman is. Because if you go too much into realism, we are getting the Nolan Batman, and we are getting the Robert Pattinson Batman, which again, it's not Batman. That's the point. You can like those movies as movies. You can like this version of Batman, but that's the thing. Version of Batman in this kind of a way, it's not actually Batman. If you want Batman, you gotta take some of the Batman representations throughout that has some kind of an essence I mean, let's say that Batman has a few representations or developments through the years that are canon. You take one of these and you put it on screen, but it's still Batman true and true. It still has to cover and check what makes Batman Batman. Ben Affleck's Batman absolutely did that.
Absolutely, yes. Say whatever you want
Absolutely.
about the movies and things like that. We love them. We understand them. Most people didn't understand those movies. That's the problem. But that there is Batman. You know, he moves like Batman. He fights like Batman because in the other movies they could never actually do the fighting proper. And that's why when I heard, oh wait, Zack Snyder is directing that, and immediately in my head pops out this scene from Watchmen when Night Owl and Silk Spectre were fighting in the alley with not with the costumes like civilians, but they were fighting and they were breaking hands and stuff. And I say, well, that would be Batman right there. So they never did that with the other movies. Also, for example, I speaking about realism, which we do not need in BVS. There is this great shot of Batman, you know, was it in the not in the warehouse? It was like in a building where he's standing in the corner of the building, you know, like that, just like Ninja is this big imposing bat, and the police officer gets it with the flashlight, and you see Batman standing there, and I say that's right from the comic books. This is how it should be. People will say, "Oh, it's not realistic." Who said it's not? Ninjas can do that actually. He's trained for those things, and that's a shot right there that tells you, okay, he knows how to do it with the comic books and not being realistic, but still looks real. Still looks as if he can do it because, well,
We
he's
don't
Batman.
actually want realism.
No,
We want
I don't.
realism when it comes to the comic books. We want the real comic books.
That's
That
it.
type of a
That's
realism.
it. That type of realism.
True to comic book. That's what we want. What translates to screen has to do with the ability of the director to actually bring this to fruition and overcome themselves and their own ego, James Gunn, and stop putting their own pee-pee in the movie all the time. And by you know what I mean.
Yes.
So
Pee-pee.
pee-pee. So it's gonna be very funny in the 2 seconds. Yeah, if I gotta stop myself. So guys, I think to get to the bottom of this topic, of course, then that this means that I'm here. That Zach wants to tell us that I'm here.
here.
I still hold dear these characters and what I did. I'm proud of my work and I'm proud of myself, no matter what some people thought. And actually, as we now know, more than 50% of the audience that showed up for the current Superman, I mean, more than 50% that, no, that's not what I meant, sorry. 50% less showed for this new Superman.
Yes, exactly.
So those 50% that made the money for those movies, they're still out there. And
they're hungry.
And they're hungry
and they
for
wanted,
what we could have. So let's continue reading this. This comes shortly after Snyder shared a new photo of Henry Cavill as Superman on October 17, 2025. And we covered this, guys, so if you want, you can see this is on the Superhero channel. Affleck portrayed the DC icon in Suicide Squad 2017 Justice League, as well as the original version of Zack Snyder's Justice League, which he even shot new material for ahead of his 2021 release on HBO Max. The Hollywood star finished his run by coming back on the final time coming back one final time in the Flash movie in 2023, which was horrible.
The suit.
I mean, it was a funny scene.
The
pretty
scene
funny.
was okay. I mean, he
pretty
had a
funny.
car chase and stuff like that. That's okay, funny.
Yeah.
But man, that suit.
That suit was like Batman wearing a bra for absolutely no reason.
There are 3 releases of McFarlane toys of that figure in different colors, and the 3 of them suck because I said, man, no matter what color you put on that suit, it will just suck.
It looks like he's wearing a bra.
It
looks very emasculating because the shoulders are like the whole design of the shoulders, how the cape sits, everything makes him so narrow that's unbelievably ugly. It's just horrible. He just looks like a freaking pee-pee.
Yeah.
Basically. Okay. So, with the bra. Pee-pee with the bra. Don't imagine this.
Oh boy.
Making the final time donning the suit, Affleck was also initially set to star, direct, and write his own solo film titled The Batman, until it got what is that? Retooled into a reboot of Robert Pattinson with director Matt Reeves helming it. Yes, that was absolutely a loss.
Yeah, total loss.
We could have had a real masculine Batman
Right, yeah.
solo movie for once, but
And-
we never got that. We got the soft PP.
The soft PP.
The soft PP Batman.
Batman. Yes, and also Ben Affleck proved a long time ago that he's a both great director and a great writer. So I'm sure it was going to be okay.
Yeah, he really
And
loves Batman.
He really loves Batman. Yes, he actually back in the days he said that he agreed to play Daredevil because he hoped that this will help him to play Batman someday, like to open the door that look, I can do this, so I can do the other thing.
And that actually happened.
That actually happened. You know, the guy has something like a Batcave in his house. People, you know.
Yeah.
He has I think the thing that like you get the book and the bookcase opens and there is like an exit there or something like that. Not sure entirely, but still, I'm sure he has a lot of action figures. He must be a nerd.
Oh,
like
yeah.
us. So, yeah.
And by the way, the costume does look like something made from Kevlar or something like this, which is cool. So here is like practical realism that also looks cool
Exactly.
on screen. And
Exactly, yeah.
he doesn't look like a twig like Robert Pattinson does. Absolute twig. The Cape Crusader is set to get reimagined in a new
Interconnected.
interconnected DC franchise as DC Studios is working on Batman movie in the DC universe from director Andy Muschietti. The project is still being written and there is no release date set for the reboot yet. I really hope that crash burns and just explodes.
Totally like an asteroid, you know.
Yeah, because
there.
probably gonna be another mockery of the character. And Robin or whoever participates in that movie is going to be total mockery.
Just the sheer fact that he wants to put the whole Bat family inside speaks tons of it.
Like
you know,
we
yeah.
live in some kind of a cheesy decade or
And
something.
just the fact that he wants his Robin to be Damian Wayne, which is statistically proven the most hated Robin ever. But Zack Snyder likes him. It also speaks a ton, so...
Yeah, guys, we're gonna get to the comments. Just hold on, let me finish this and I'm gonna take a look at your comments. The DCEU take on the Gotham hero has shown up through the animated Creature Commandos TV show, which absolutely nobody cares, nobody likes. It bombed, it's horrible, it's cynical, it's graphic, it's absolutely a degenerate piece of work, and this does not belong in DC.
But Empress, it's adult. It's adult, Empress. You
Oh.
don't understand it because it's adult.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. So all adults are creeps. That's the
Apparently.
case. Oh,
Apparently.
okay. I didn't know that because I'm not. So I don't want to see degenerate things in my
Me neither.
comic
Never
book,
wanted to see
TV
that,
shows, movies, cartoons, whatever. And if I do want to see that, which I still don't, but if it's like a good story like The Boys, and The Boys is a separate universe that's
Invincible.
known, or Invincible, that's known for being like that I'm just going to
Yes.
watch that. And please keep that absolute shit separate from the true meaningful
The other meaningful
superhero
stuff, yeah.
world.
I mean, I wouldn't want to see like a sanitized version of The Boys, like in all sense, because then it's not The Boys. That's what we mean. But don't turn our heroes into degenerates, you know. They just not like that. Just like in that horrible show Titans, when Robin said "F Batman," you say what?
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 Yeah,
are we doing?
we saw the writing on the wall when those things
Yeah.
started to happen, because you saw that some people just don't understand superheroes, but they're giving the job of putting a show on the
Yeah.
screen or a movie on the screen. But the only way that they can see superheroes is through a cynical lens, and then that teleports or manifests on screen like superheroes cursing, superheroes being pricks, jerks,
Yeah.
whatever. And actually, you know what? The Ben Affleck's Batman on screen, he was an ass.
Yeah,
He was basically a jerk.
yeah.
But that's how Batman in this stage of life is. That's what Batman is. Batman is not somebody to be praised a lot for his character. I mean, character as a man, because although he's trying to be good and do good, he is very messed up on the
Yeah,
inside,
yeah.
and that was shown. that was shown because he does have a big ego, and his emotion are getting better, are getting the better of
The
himself.
better of himself.
That is happening. So he's not some kind of a idealistic and pure. No, he's the broken, cynical guy that's trying to do good, but his ego is getting in the way. So much so that he was about to freaking kill Superman, to go
Yeah.
out of his way to kill the only hope for humanity.
Yeah.
That's how delusional he can be. But then, of course, he's smart, so also that eventually is something that will take hold of him. It will prevail, so he
Exactly.
gets to his senses. But this was shown in the movie. This was shown in BVS. So as much as people don't like BVS, there's layers upon layers of things that are true to the comic book and this do have meaning. And the other thing is that if you see there's some account on X, I forgot how it was, that when Superman came out, the new Superman, they did a lot of parody funny stuff, but they also shown comparison between the old animations with what Zach did, like literal shot by shot, similar scenes from the Superman animated series or from Justice League, that are absolutely expressed on screen in I think in Man of Steel for the most part.
In Man of
was
Steel
it?
for the most part, and some things in BVS really, but
Yeah,
most
so
of the
he
things are from
literally
Man of Steel,
watched the animations, he did his job, and he literally brought on screen, like in live action, those scenes that we saw in the animations, like Superman going through buildings, shot from above to, I mean, from below to above to some huge object, like stuff like that. Superman spinning around, hitting buildings. There were so many things. It was mostly about like action stuff, but still, he did his homework, and nobody will notice that or even know it if they're not people like this guy on X that
Exactly, yeah.
actually notices things and he goes through all of that. So we can see that he actually did his job.
Yes,
But
totally.
one final thing. So we absolutely do not think that Zach is perfect because he's
No,
not.
no, no.
He has his
No. Ego
own
problem.
ego issues, yeah, and he tends to be a bit more cynical again when it comes to superheroes, but not as much here. I think that he definitely stopped himself.
I mean, he didn't have the full creative control like James Gunn does, so still the studio kind of get him the direction, don't be too... Because I think that Warner remembers what happened with Batman in Batman Returns when they gave Tim Burton full creative control. And Batman Returns is a great movie, I love it. But that's a Tim Burton movie with Batman inside. It's not a Batman movie, it's a Tim Burton movie. So, and things like that happened. And when you give too much of a creative control, then you have, then now I will tell you my version of the characters, which we do not need. We just want to see the great version of the characters. Which, speaking about Batman Suit, actually, that reminds me of that scene in The Flash when Wonder Woman helped him, and he was holding still the lasso, and he told her, I would thank you, but my gigantic ego prevents me from that. Or something like that.
Wow.
So yeah, and also speaking of that, let's not forget really that this Batman there is the Batman who lost already one Robin. You got that shot of the suit of Robin, with the sign from the
With the
Joker there.
spray, yeah.
So that's the one who already have one who lost somebody who is kind of between the normal Batman we know and the Dark Knight Returns Batman and the death in the family arc. So that's why he wasn't more cynical to those things. That's why he was thinking if there is even 1% chance of him being bad, then and that's actually the Batman who is really into his mission, who forgets himself because it's the mission.
He's also into his ass.
Into his ass, exactly. That's the one. That's the Batman who the first Robin left to become Nightwing because he told him, Bruce, I love the mission and everything, but I cannot be like you. I still want the normal life and all the other things, and I can do it my way. That's why Nightwing is actually one of my top 5 because he understands that I can do it my way, the best way for myself. I'm happy for and thankful for everything you told me, Bruce. But I can become my own thing in my own way. It doesn't need to be in your shadow. And actually, Batman respects that. although he was still like, well, but the mission, the criminals and superstitious lot, and yeah. And the Nightwing blew him here. Bruce, we can do it and like that and still be effective. I want a Nightwing movie, but anyway.
But anyway, that's not a
Yeah.
topic. Also, this shot of Ben Affleck's Batman looking at that suit being spray paint with what it said and all of that, that's enough.
That's enough.
That's enough.
That's enough.
It tells you everything you need to
Exactly,
know. How
exactly.
he feels, what happened,
Totally.
how damaged
his
he
face
is.
at that moment, him
Yeah.
stopping and looking at it, that's it. And
That's great storytelling.
that's the genius of that movie, that it doesn't spoon feed you everything that it has to be explained to me like no, it is explained to you. They don't need a gigantic exposition of that.
Yeah.
They show you see the emotion. Even if you don't know what happens in the comic books, you see, oh, he lost somebody, and that's enough.
That's enough. You can imagine how he feels, because then everything that he does after this shows you how he feels.
Yeah, exactly.
So, don't tell. What was this?
Show, don't tell.
Yeah, show, don't tell. That's exactly what it is. So I don't know how, when we get that, people still find something to complain. But okay.
Yeah, it's because Superman didn't have his strength,
Oh boy.
The gigantic. He still had it, just on the other side.
Perfect.
That's it.
Yeah, where we can see the
Where we can't see it. Yeah.
how he looked like he was wearing a diaper like the new Superman.
But really, also, let's talk about and how actually Snyder forgot the word, positions the photos of that. The moment you see that photo here of Batman, and or the one of Superman, and we know, well, that's Batman and that's Superman. It's not a guy putting his boot on. It's not a guy who is laughing like an ass or things like that.
It's absolute respect to the character.
There is no. People keep trying to find photos behind the scene or whatever of David Cornsweet, Superman, and it's always something goofy.
Yeah.
And there is only one or two photos that he looks epic, the one that he did this or the one that he was walking. These are the two that I kind of like, and if you change the suit, they will be great.
Yeah.
But there is nothing else. I saw a guy who made a collage of different photos, and on one of the photos, he's doing...
Okay.
So what is that there? You show me David Cornsweet being goofy behind the scenes, not Superman.
Yeah.
And I don't mind David. I mean, if they give him a good direction, if you take away... James Gunn in his city writing, and you actually give him good material, he will be great. I don't mind him. Actually, a good actor for that. He just needs to have a better Superman. But
Yeah, the better
look at that
Superman.
photo. You see that, and he decided, okay, it's going to be black and white, and it still pops up somehow,
Yeah.
even without the colors. Now, people made actually cover for a version of those, but this also hits you hard.
It hits you hard, yeah.
It is Batman.
I hope that you enjoyed this video. From me, the 40k Empress and Logan, the creators of this channel. I wish you all the best, guys, who watch this next. Let us know what you think in the comments, and check the links down below if you like to support us. Love you guys. Bye bye.